What is going on, everybody? According to
What is
Low
up?
Elo, back once a motherfucking time again. Man, we're winding down. We
Yeah,
have two. I'm dumb. 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and some change left in the year. So
yeah, it's getting to that point where Riot's really starting to slow down their operations, and that means it's going to slow down content for us for the base game League of Legends.
yeah, so
Um,
we have a micro patch, or I guess it's bigger than a micro patch, but it's smaller than an actual patch because they didn't even release the official notes like
yeah,
on their
that
whatever.
was insane. I don't know why. Like, if you're going to put out a B, just release the notes or put them at the end
Yeah, I would say
of the
that
patch,
it could have been
and
like
it's not even there.
a little asterisk like.
Yeah, literally had to get it from was it Riot Flocks?
Mhm.
Like, come on,
It was on a
guys.
tweet. It was sent out on
Yeah,
a tweet.
yeah, you guys
Um,
could do better than this.
so this is the last patch of the year, 11.24b, and yeah, we're winding down. Tyler finished Rune King. I'm very close to beating it. So we're thinking next week's episode, we'll be talking about Rune King, and that will probably be the last episode of the year. We got Christmas
Yep.
coming up. I got a week-long vacation, so I'm gonna try to enjoy that. And then the season, I believe the season starts on the 7th.
Oh shit!
So hopefully we
You
get a
guys
good.
ready for that chaos? That's
Nope.
gonna be chaotic as fuck. It's already chaotic right now, but like,
You gotta
dude,
remember.
when people are tryharding.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's what I was gonna say. Don't play your placements. Like wait like a month to do your
yeah,
placements.
dude, that's gonna be bad. Play your placements and flex if you really want to play ranked.
Hopefully they have a sick ass cinematic. They usually
That would be
do.
awesome, dude. They usually have some really cool ones. I still think my favorite is the one that has Draven and Riven.
Awaken.
Yeah. I don't
Awaken's
remember the names
good.
of all of them.
The
That was pretty
warrior.
good. That
No good.
good. I was gonna say that one and the Twist of Fate is pretty good too. That's one of the older ones.
I still like no Awaken. It's probably a tie between Awaken and the Warriors one.
How's
The
it going?
cover whatever Warriors. But yeah, hoping for season 12 we get some the one that was this year, it was like the continuation, the Senna and Lucian. Like I don't think that one was as good just because it didn't have a song or anything.
I
And
don't even remember that one.
it was
Oh wait, I
the start
do.
of the Rune Nation.
Yeah. Uh,
Dude, speaking of Rune Nation, did you see the post they made about like how the whole event was kind of like a miss and they literally had to go in and explain what happened at the end of the Rune Nation event because apparently people did not know what the fuck happened and they were like they missed the mark on that one.
no, I did not see that. I mean, I guess part of the problem with the events is that the events rely on the lore, right? But then they take these champions with the most outdated fucking lore and just throw them into these events, and you're never really certain if this is if these events are canonical or not.
This one was.
So like,
this one was.
so okay. But like, yeah, it's like you have to go out of your way to find out the extra information as opposed to it being presented. Say, hey, this is happening in the game. By the way, these are things that are happening with these champions. By the way, but what makes it weird is like it does nothing to advance the champions in the actual game itself. If that makes sense, these are all just stories outside, which I like.
I mean,
But it never really changes a champion in the game.
to be fair, this was the first time for me. No, I'm just kidding. This was the first time they did like a season long event or half a season. So I guess you got to cut them some slack. But
well,
like
for sure, they're working on it. But I want to make sure at least I have some sort of constructive or thing I'd like to see next time or whatever, you know.
So like what I didn't even realize this, but the what the fuck was the Threshkin where he's like he has the human
Unbound?
face? That is like canon now. So that's what he looks like now. That was at the end of the Rune Nation again. I don't remember this. He does he absorb something happens and Thresh becomes like more human form and then he disappears. So whatever is going on in his story. So that's
Comes back from the Conmay event looking half human anyways. He looked like a demon, turned to human, and then they said, fuck it, we like that. We're just gonna
it's cool.
port it over.
I mean,
it is cool. Thresh has probably one of the more interesting, and I don't even know all of his lore, but like the way that it interacts and what they do with it is probably the most interesting of any champion, because I don't think they've done that with any other champion really. But here's a guy who's been in so many different things, because he's kind of he's not the Reaper, but he's the I don't know, I guess you would call him, I guess, the great underdemon pretty much. And they just keep making him pop up in different places, and because he's like a death demon, he can just be there. And it makes sense, you know what I mean? So I think that's cool, and that gives them a lot of freedom for them to play around with that character and that champion, which is cool. And then he had the effect of being Unbound Thresh, so that's the end all be all. Hey, now that makes sense. I didn't realize that was like what he actually looks like now. I need to go back and read all of the lore and whatnot from the Ruination and understand
like
it
I said,
all. And
they made like a post, and they basically explained all the events that happened in the Ruination, like to clarify anybody's confusion.
I mean, did you read all the parts from the interactive part, or did you just skip through it?
I read through them. I read all the. I don't remember them.
After about like the 10th one, I was like, just give me the fucking rewards now.
So yeah, I'm hoping. I mean, if they do it again, I'm sure they'll do it better. But
absolutely.
I'd be totally fine with them not doing a fucking season long event. But I guess
I think it's interesting. I can't hate on it. I mean, it's got its drawbacks, it's got its flaws, but I don't know what you do following up Arcane, honestly. Like, that's really hard to act to follow.
Alrighty. So anyways, before we start and go over these patch notes, that one of these changes is surely going to piss Tyler off. We are going to go over, last week we had our poll, and poll was, when did you start playing League of Legends? And 38% said between Season 2 and Season 3.
So we've got a lot of old timers here, a lot of boomers.
Because we were having this conversation, because we technically started in preseason of Season 4, which was the year of Season 3, so I think we kind of like had a brief, I don't want to call it a disagreement, we were just like, oh, I don't know which one to put.
Yeah, so I put Season 3, because I was thinking, it's the end of 3, pre-Season 4.
It'd be 4. 7 years, I think it's 7 years now. 2014, I think, was...
It's been a while.
So 7 years we've been playing this game, Jesus Christ. 25% said Season 10 and 11. That's pretty big, so we got some new people.
Yeah,
and
welcome.
I'm very sorry.
You guys hate your lives yet?
25% as well said Season 6 and Season 7. I can't remember what was going on then. Was that Runes Reforged? When did Runes Reforged come out? Was that 8? 8?
I think it was 8.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude, I can't keep any of this shit straight anymore.
I know. It's all kind of a blur. So
I have to like just base it on what champion I remember seeing on the login screen, because that's when they're putting new champions with
when
their
they still
team,
did that.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid. Bring that shit back.
They should bring that back. I think it was really, really good. And then we did have a few responses to our question as well, which was, what is your favorite skin and or skin line? We had 4 responses. Mine was one of them, so I'll read mine just for the rest of you guys. I said, Pool Party has always had me as far as skin lines go. I do think that Pool Party is probably the most interesting, because
you like chicks in bikinis.
No, it's just
yeah.
It's just so like outlandish. Like, I can't wait for the day when they throw Thresh in a Pool Party.
They're gonna do it.
That would be fucking great.
I fucking love that shit, because it's fun. Is it Pool Party Renekton? You can see, and this was before the Zac skin came out, you could see Zac up on the high dive. They were like kind of hinting at that shit, so that's pretty cool.
They haven't come out with Pool Party Ari yet, right?
But no, but she's for sure. I think Jinx is.
We know that she exists. We
Jinx
knew
is
Pool Party Caitlyn existed before it came out. So yeah, dude, honestly, one of my favorite Pool Party skins is Ziggs, because he's got the little floaty and he throws water balloons. I think that's fucking awesome. And then I said my favorite skin is between. I really had to think about it. I do really like Little Slugger Trundle and Giant Enemy Crabgot. Just as skin themes, I think those are awesome. Crabgot's probably my favorite because it's comical, but then like if you actually saw that thing, you'd be like, oh my god, get that fucking thing away from me.
And I know we mentioned it's like when skins change the name of the champion.
Yes. that's like one of my favorites too. BMO, even though I don't like Timo, but BMO.
We also got Nathan wrote in and said for skin lines it has to be Dark Cosmic / Odyssey. I really like the Cosmic ones just because they're that's the constellations, right?
Yeah, dude, the story behind the Cosmic ones is actually pretty cool.
I was getting confused with Dark Star, but they're different.
Well, no, they're part of that though. They're part of Dark Star. Like the Cosmic are there to defend against the Dark Star. Like that's the whole.
That's right. That's
whole
right.
place in the lore. So they are part of Dark Star, but they're
true.
Good.
I'm trying to think of I think the Lux one is actually pretty good because she's like playing like Beat Saber when she fucking dances.
That's so cool. I love the Beat Saber thing. That's actually one of my favorite little Easter egg things.
And then Odyssey is super. I think I don't want to say underappreciated. I think that whole Odyssey event when they did that was so fucking sick with the Jinx, the Malphite. I think Ziggs had one, and then Yasuo.
The PvE, like the group co-op PvE, was actually really fun, and
Kane was the fucking battle boss or whatever in that shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. It reminded me of the Star Guardian event from years past.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That was like a really fucking hard event.
I feel bad for the people that said they started playing in season 10 or 11. You're never gonna experience that because I'm pretty sure they stated they're never gonna do that again.
No, really?
They don't. Yeah. It's. I think it was
fun.
It didn't have to do with like, you know how like some game modes they said they're not going to do because people don't participate in them. I don't even think it was that reason. It was just like it just took too much to do.
Probably, I believe it.
It was so much fucking fun.
It was awesome. I mean, a lot of fun with that.
I guess if they're making an MMO, they're just gonna.
Yeah, they're gonna devote their PvE resources into games, other games, with Project L and obviously Ruin King. If they're gonna actually make a full-on MMO, that'll be fun too.
And then so he continued and said, "Oh, he also said the B skins. What you're saying, BMO?
The B skins, yeah, BMO, UB,
Bizahar. Is it Bizahar? Malzahar?
Yeah, Bizahar. That was a good one too. I like Beekeeper Sin. She's got the fucking bees floating around his head.
I think that was a meme. That was like a meme back in the day. And
really?
People, like the community was always talking about like, oh, we want a Beekeeper Sin skin, and then they made it.
That's funny.
And then he says for individual skins, it's between Project Vayne, Odyssey Kane, or the legend that is Shamrock Malphite. Potleaf Malphite, dude. That one goes out to all the fucking 420 kids.
That splash art is so bad. It's so fucking bad. You know what one I forgot about in this was Pajama Guardian Urgot. But it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. It's not close because Riot refused to just make Star Guardian Urgot. And they're like, well, we're not going to do that. So we're just going to make the cosplay version. It's like, no, come on, guys. Like, the community designed a whole skin for you. And it's been refined. Just make it, guys. Just make it. Pay the man who made it, and let's just make it. Let's be done with it, because that'd be perfect skin.
You know what the other perfect skin that the community has been asking to be from a change from a meme to a skin is Kda Gragas.
I haven't seen that.
People are like, I want Kda Gragas, dude. Steven, if you're listening, dude, that would be the perfect skin for you.
Oh my god, Steven loves
Gragas. Project Vayne with Project Vayne's good just because her butt is nice in the skin tight suit.
My only problem with Project Vayne and Project Ash is they look
almost
identical.
We had that conversation. Like they both have white hair, and it's like
and what's the Kaiser skin that looks like that too? Is it
oh, you're right.
Bullet Angel Kaiser that kind of looks the same too.
They have helmets on.
Them, all three of them, yeah, they do, and it's like. And the color scheme is the same. They're too similar. I like the skins. I like all three of them, but they're so similar in the splash art. And I know Ash rides a bike. I think Vayne rides a bike in the project.
Yeah, Vayne has a motorcycle. Yeah.
Like, dude, could we have some differentiation here? Like, do they have to be exactly the same? You look at Yasuo and you look at Yi and you look at Lucian, and they may use the color orange, but they're distinctly different. But that's my only gripe about those ones.
Okay, and then going down, Rayanne wrote in and said Skin Lions, Star Guardian, Pool Party, and Coven. Coven is another one that I kind of subtly forget about, but I think
It's super good though. Like I really enjoy Coven Morgana. I think that's really fucking sick.
that and it like goes with the are they the old god skins like in the Ivern? Is it old god Ivern? Like it's kind of like the cover
Maybe.
one. In the you can see like apparently it's what I learned is each so there's old god Ivern, old god Malphite, old god Warwick. They're all in the same coven universe. Each of those old gods is worshipped not worship is like I can't think of the word, but there's an individual coven member that is like tied
I
to
worship
that
them. Oh, okay.
god. So I think it was like
Looks like Morgana to Ivern.
yeah, Morgana
Just like
because you can see Morgana in the splash art of Ivern. But yeah, I found out about that, so that's cool. That Coven skins for sure. Pool party, of course. Star Guardian. Star Guardian, I think it's because Rand really likes Sailor Moon.
dude, it is.
Understandable.
I mean, it's pretty good though. I can't hate on it.
I can't hate on Sailor Moon either. That shit came home from school, 4:30 Sailor Moon, 5 o'clock DBZ on Toonami.
Bro.
That shows our age. Okay.
And then
Suck.
last was we didn't go over Kaidola, did we?
No, we didn't finish Rand's either.
Okay. Oh shit.
Yeah. So those are her three skin lines that she likes, and then she says she is a sucker for ultimate skins. And I'm curious if they're gonna make another one after the disaster that is Seraphine, because no one fucking wanted that shit.
Yeah,
but
that was a pure money grab. That's why that didn't work out because they just said, "Oh, hey, by the way, here's a new champion and a $30 skin."
That you had to do missions for to unlock.
I don't mind that. I don't mind the progression of the skin doing missions. But what I would prefer to see if they did something like that is like when you look at the little legends and you can have 1-star, 2-star, 3-star. Is I want to be able to go back and choose those different stages when I pick the skin. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm saying like if I spend $30, just give me everything about the skin right there. Why do I have to do extra steps? Sure, it's probably one game. I get it, but like
I mean,
I should be able to use it.
I see your point. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't bother me, but I see your point, and I can understand it.
So I'm curious if they're gonna do another one coming.
I don't know. What sucks is like they kind of get outdated really easily, though.
It's talk about the Ezreal one when he got the the visual update. It kind of went poopy.
Fucking sucks. It sucked then, and it still fucking sucks now.
I'm curious.
Like, I don't like the Pulse Fire. Actually, my least favorite skin line might be Pulse Fire. I do not like the way it looks because it started off like really cool and like super advanced, and they went, well, we're gonna kind of make it like if we took steampunk and made it super futuristic-y and made everything white and round. I'm like, just make them eye skins and call it a day. You already have eye blitz, Crank.
I'm curious what they're gonna do for Udyr's because he's the next VGU.
He needs it. He needs a full on.
I've been saying his ultimate skin should just be his default, because it's like the difference is obviously it's an ultimate skin, so it's gonna look a lot different. But like
his default skin looks.
He's got
doo-doo.
pizza feet. He's so clunky. Like oh man, it's bad. But I have faith that they
even
could
with
probably
him
do good.
though, the pajama skin is.
Oh, the homeless man Udyr?
Yeah, it is. It is to me, it's at the same tier as his ultimate skin. To put it that way, like his ultimate skin is yeah. The other skins are like who uses black belt Udyr? Nobody. You know what I mean?
Udyr? Oh my god.
Who uses that? Nobody. Who uses regular skin? Nobody. It's all fucking pajama Udyr or fucking
Spirit
the
Guard.
ultimate one.
Yep.
Spirit Guard. Yeah. So they got some fixing to do.
Alrighty, and then Kyle lastly.
Idola said, as someone who loves the older and terrible skins, I love Ice Toboggan Corky. The splash art, especially for that skin, is so low res that I hope they never change it. It kind of is like Malphites.
Dude, he's given the Shaka Bra too.
Oh yeah,
he's like Shaka Bra, and that's a fucking legendary skin, by the way.
I'm gonna look it up now just because I want to see it.
That's an 1820 skin. I don't know if that's how much it is. I don't think you can buy it like straight up anymore because it was for the Winter Games or whatever.
I gotta Corky on here. God damn it.
But yeah, he's definitely thrown up the Shaka Bra. Yeah, that skin is disgusting to look at, but it's cool at the same time.
Yeah, Corky is an interesting. He's got an interesting set of skins. It's like not.
If you're not using Corky, I don't know.
I like Red Baron Corky. Yeah, I saw. He's like, yeah. Isn't that one? Is that one the one that you can't use in pro play? Is that one banned from pro play?
That's a great question. I know.
One of them is. It's either that or
I think as far as skins go,
UFO maybe.
the only
UFO.
one I skin in general is I don't think you can use eye Blitzcrank.
I don't think so.
It actually overall is skins.
Fucking advantage.
Speaking of fucking Blitzcrank skin, that Victorious one seems to have a nice fucking magnet to it.
Yeah,
remember we were playing that ARAM game, and like I felt like that thing was just curving like fucking Neo curving bullets in the Matrix, dude. That was
if you guys have that shit and you play Blitzcrank, it's fucking stupid. But okay, I think we've got the skins and the questions, and I think people are ready to hear the micro notes.
Yeah, let's get into it.
We'll start off with the buff. So the way this one's broken down, guys, normally it's an alphabetical order, but when they do these little Twitter posts, they usually go buffs, nerfs, and then system buffs, system nerfs.
Yep.
So we're gonna start with the champion buff. So I'm sorry if they're out of alphabetical order, unlike usual.
That's fine.
Deal with it. We kick it off with Gwen, who's getting a very minor buff, a 40 base health buff. So she starts the game with 40 more health, which is probably an extra auto attack from a champion at level 1.
She needed something because I don't remember what it was in. Was it in July or August when they cut her E passive or her E attack speed at level 1 to like, I think it got cut in half. Like I think she just stopped being played.
Yeah, I haven't seen a Gwen in God knows how long this has been ARAM, and even in ARAM she's kind of useless. So she needed a little bit to kind of.
I think it's other champions. Other champions are doing to her what she used to do to the other champions. She would like shit on champions at level 1
for no reason, and then continue to shit on them for the rest of the game. 40
HP. That's I feel like 590. It's a lot. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about Kled.
Those about 500.
Yeah, we're talking about Kled, who has it's like 700 because of Skarl's base HP, and then so
Kled's a really good early game champion too because of that. He beats the shit out of people pre-6 and then beats the shit out of people at 6. But about level 13, he starts to he becomes a team fighter who's just an engager. He's not really a cleanup crew like he is at early on.
All right, moving on down, we got Olaf. Passive max attack speed going from 75% to 100%, which is fucking insane. So, I'm assuming what it means is because obviously as he loses HP, the lower HP he has, the more attack speed he has. So whatever that final threshold is, he's gonna have 100% attack speed.
I assume it probably scales evenly across the plane too. So. Yeah, 100%. Obviously, wherever that max is, you get 100%. But like, even just getting 90 or 75 at 3/4 as opposed to at the
that was the max. Now that's pretty insane.
That's fucking huge. Like, oh, you thought you killed Olaf? Guess again, motherfucker, you're dead. Like that's what's gonna happen. I would say I'd go so far to predict this is a ban-worthy champion for sure.
Trying to think of, I mean, I haven't seen Olaf's that recent. I guess
I haven't seen Olaf in a minute.
I guess Predator. I mean, you could obviously take Gorge or Conqueror, but Predator I think is so good that might be worth to play him again with all the changes that an Ingenious Hunter.
If you're not playing him, ban him. I'm thinking this is ban all day.
This actually might open up like laning. Well, I guess it's hard because there's so much sustain when you're playing jungle because obviously the item has the vamp. But like imagine if you're just playing like lane Olaf and you could just like level 1, throw your axe, run into the opponent's minions, get the fucking minions to aggro you, lower your HP, and just start fucking just like full send, dude. Full send.
Make sure you use the Prolapse skin while you do that too.
Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. Kaiser, you're up on this one because this one I know is gonna fucking make you lose your mind.
Oh, Kaiser. Okay, Kaiser is getting a passive change on hit damage. So, did this patch roll out already?
Yes, this is live right now.
Okay, so before the patch rolled out, the on hit damage was 4 to 10 times plus what the fuck is math?
You know how when you auto attack It has like one stack and then two and then three. So
5 hit passive, the whole thing.
Yeah, so each stack is you get one and then two and then three, and then when you pop it, it consumes it and it's 5.
Okay.
So that's what that means.
And then 10 to 20% AP. Oh my god, they're increasing the AP ratio and they're increasing the base on hit from 4 to 16 instead of 4 to 10. Oh my god. 5% on the AP ratio. AP Kaiser and ARAM.
Just keep reading.
Q damage ratio was 40% bonus AD, is now 50% bonus AD. Holy shit.
Cover your ears, everyone, for this next one.
Oh no! The W evolve cooldown refund was 70%. Have any of you guys, if you played ARAM against the fucking Kaiser and presses W, yeah, if you've been hit like every 2 seconds, it's gonna be like every second and a half because going from 70% to 77% refund. Fuck that shit, yo. That's the dumbest fucking thing, and this is not really viable in lane, by the way. Like if you're playing a regular game, AP Kaiser still sucks. I think I would still go AD.
I'm gonna disagree because with the passive changes and their increased AP ratio, I mean, we used to see Nashor's Tooth.
I was gonna say you're just gonna build Nashor's Tooth on this instead of Wit's End.
That's still really fucking good. Like
it's a good item.
Kaiser could come back.
I just don't,
because like realistically, because before the mythics, if you build like Nashor's, you build like Infinity Edge, Nashor's, Runeans, whatever the fuck, you could evolve each ability. And then when Mythics came out, that like AP just went bye-bye.
So
this is bringing it back. They're gonna give a little more. It's fucking stupid.
To me, it just looks like a. I don't know. Like you couldn't play full AP Kaiser in a regular game
for sure. No,
because you need her Q is such a good. Like her W is good to get in, and then you ulti, and then you Q to pop someone, or you E auto attack and you Q, and then you've eliminated somebody from the thing. But you need the bonus AD, especially if they're gonna buff you 10% more on your bonus AD. Excuse me. That's just like telling you, yeah, go ahead, play Assassin Kaiser, but you could build some AP like a Nashor's Tooth. That'll help you out. You almost. I don't even know if I want to go there, but I mean, you build a tier item, you could pick either tier item depending on how your game looks. Do you need the burst damage or do you want a little bit more sustain? Because the more sustain will get you enough AP to evolve that W. I don't think Nashor's Tooth will let you evolve it on its own. You need another AP item, I believe.
How much AP does Nashor's still give? Like 100? That's a lot.
No,
was it 80? So it got to be 80, I think. That's still a lot. AP item. I think, I mean, pair this with the new lethal tempo. I think Kaiser could be really disgusting.
What do you take as a mythic though? Do you still go with
either Kraken or I mean, I think whatchamacallit?
You go Kraken, Gale, or any of the.
I'd say Gale.
You go Kraken, Gale, or the shield. Obviously, the shield's not bad if you're gonna dive in. You get an extra shield.
I feel like it just
the lifesteal's not as good for her.
I mean,
because she's more on hit.
Gale Force, I'd probably say Gale Force just because.
Could you go? Could you like legitimately play Assassin Kaiser?
What like lethality?
Forgo the attack speed on forgo the attack speed on the mythic and take it on like an Nashor's Tooth. Like that's
no, because I'd still like the crit.
Okay.
To go with everything, just because like I don't know.
Because obviously you still would build Collector on her because that's just such a good item because you just want to blow somebody up and move on.
Plus the bonus AD ratio got buffed.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to focus.
So I mean that's obviously you still want to build that item. I feel like Nash is like the hands down second item. Like I feel like you have to go Nash second.
Yeah, I'd probably. I think Gale Force. I think Gale Force just because Gale Force is you get an extra fucking dash to get in and execute, but the passive is movement speed, or the mythic passive is movement speed on that one. And then Kraken, I mean, obviously, if you're going against tanks and you want that.
Well, you wouldn't want to play Assassin into tanks.
Sure. Okay, that's fair.
You generally know that ahead of time. She's got that opens up like a plethora of build opportunities.
It's cool.
I like that, but also ban this fucking champion because this champion's gonna be in your game everywhere. That's the only thing that sucks about like versatile champions like that when they open up these builds is that these champions also become playable anywhere, anytime. Doesn't matter. You can always play this champion because of that. Because you take away a weakness, right? So be prepared to see a lot of Kaiser and a lot of Olaf, and be prepared to start banning those two champions from your game, Dale, because that is fucking crazy.
All right, keep going.
What would you even go as a keystone?
Probably. Well, I know people go
PTA.
People were going.
I know you could go
Hail
Dark
Blades. Hail Blades. People were going just to stack the passive. Red Tree is really good on Kaiser. I'd probably try out Lethal Tempo. Just so much attack speed to pop that passive.
I can see PTA working too, though, because that just goes in effect, kind of like Vayne. Damage. Yeah, it goes the damage amp on the passive pop, and if you hit someone with a W, RN, you Q, and you auto attack, you've popped the passive, and you've hit 3 hits. You can activate that. So interesting. A
lot of I'm not a player. We've been
a lot of that.
Speaking of, we've been playing. We said fuck it to normal games because we were so tired of just going against like Diamond Plus players. It's fucking annoying. So we're just gonna suck it up, and we've been playing this ranked. Obviously, it doesn't really matter that much in preseason. We've been having a little bit of success duoing bot lane. I want to try out Kaiser.
Yeah,
I really want to try out Kaiser, and we've been having good
player with the CC champion, so you get the free stack on the pop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not bad. You could pair it with one of the next champions coming up on the list, but I'll wait till we get there.
Yeah, next we got Varus, and this is a fucking sick ass change. Riot's always trying to get rid of they're probably sick of the poke Varus, because I know they've been nerfing it, like Dark Harvest, long range lethality.
They do something with an item that makes it worth it again.
So
just fucking with them.
Varus's passive attack speed duration is now scaling. So instead of 5 seconds at all, or it's live now, it was 5 seconds, and now it's 5, 7, 8, 11 seconds at 16. That bonus attack speed you get from last hitting minions and champion kills, right?
So Gale Force Varus.
It's a lot of attack speed. The W on hit damage is getting changed. It's still 7 at level 1, but at level 5 it's going to be 4 more extra on hit damage, and then the AP ratio. They're liking their exactly. They're buffing the AP ratio by 5%.
I wonder if this is because they don't want to see these champions building Wit's End, and so adding AP ratios to make you go Nashor's Tooth because it's a more expensive item, instead of saying, "Hey, Wit's End is a similar style item, right? Magic on hit magic damage, but it's a safer item and it's a lot cheaper." So I'm wondering if they're saying, "Yeah, okay, let me incentivize you to go towards Nashers instead." Maybe. Because no one else, there's not a lot of people building Nashers, right?
It's true. Let's see.
So I wonder if that's why they're doing that.
So W stack damage ratio went from 2% per 100 HP ability power target max HP to 2.5% per 100 AP targets max HP.
Definitely building Nashor's Tooth.
So each stack of Blight is 2.5% per 100 AP? Is that how I'm reading it?
Yeah, I believe so.
So obviously three is the max stack, and then you pop it with an ability, and it consumes them. Yep. Okay, that's pretty big, 0.5%.
And just a quick note to add to that: if you haven't played Varus, if you ult somebody, it fully blight stacks them. So ult them and then E them, and that's how you're gonna get max damage before you start auto attacking, because you want to be able to get your blight. Once you max your blight stacks, you're not gonna be able to pop that. So pop it, refresh it, and then you can start adding stacks while they're still stunned.
No, yeah,
just as a tip.
Yeah,
for the non-Varus players out there, if they're playing, you probably wouldn't run across that playing poke Varus, but playing attack speed Varus, you would run across this scenario. So use that to your advantage. Think about that. If you're gonna ulti skill, then auto.
Yep. And Pyke's coming up. I'll let you go over this one, but they made a grammar error, obviously, because it says passive ally regen. It's supposed to mean enemy, not ally.
Okay.
So what I didn't understand this about Pyke, but he stores more gray health the more enemies he's around. So that's what it was. It's not supposed to say passive ally. It's supposed to be passive enemy.
Okay.
So
it was 35%, it's going up to 40%, and his Q damage is getting a nice little buff. Looks like 15 at all ranks. So it was 85 to 285. It's going to 100 to 300.
100 damage at level 1?
This is what I meant when I said pair this with Kaiser, a CC champion, because you can either Q or E and get her to have a free stack, and then you have 2 assassins in the lane who are rather good at level 6. Rather fucking good at level 6.
That's some nice changes, dude. I think
Pike can really make a Kaiser take off because he's going to carry you through the early game and she's going to carry you through the late game. She's a fucking hyper carry like that. So yeah, like you said, nice changes. That's a whole new dynamic to the bot lane that wasn't there.
Yeah, I didn't
for 6 months.
It was more interesting that I didn't realize how the passive worked, but it's if there's 2 or more people around Pike, that's how he's going to get that max the regen. So that's why they want to keep him as a support.
They did that to pull him out of the mid lane.
Right.
Because before they didn't do that and they said, stop playing this fucking champ in the mid lane. We're going to handicap you by saying you have to have more than one enemy. So
it all makes sense.
Yeah, it all comes back, right?
Riot making sense does not sound right.
But that's it for the buffs, guys. Let's get down to the nerfs. Dr. Mundo actually getting a pretty sizable nerf here. An HP regen nerf from 8 down to 6.5. I'm assuming that's per 5 seconds because that's how they always do.
Yeah.
HP regen, which I don't know why they just don't do it per second, but it's probably because the math is funky. That's like, I mean, 1.5 health per 5 seconds doesn't seem like much, but when you have a champion that's a whole fucking shtick is health regen,
exactly,
that's pretty fucking massive.
Plus, he's I mean, his passive in general is he has extra regen per. It's like 1% of his max HP.
Yeah, it's similar to Set, although Set's is per missing, and I think Mundo's per max.
Yeah.
His Q minimum damage is dropping, but only by 20 late. So it was 80 to 300 when it's leveled. It's now 80 to 280. So not a huge difference, but what they're trying to tell you is this champion probably does a little too much damage, and he's a little overbearing. So we're going to bring down his health regen and bring down his damage.
Considering you max Q first on him, so you're going to feel that
big thing
at level 9.
Yeah,
you're going to feel a little less damage. That shit does
hell
hell of fucking damage though, because I believe it scales. Is it scale off max HP of the target or like current HP? It's like it's either.
No, it's not. It might be current
health. It does a. We were playing an ARAM, and I think Rand got smacked by one of the things, and we were like, Jesus, that did some fucking damage. Fucking cleavers, dude.
Yeah. That
So
go out there and throw a cleaver and see what happens.
So moving down to Kassadin, who I've been seeing is really strong because Crown of the Shattered Queen is just giving mages and assassins or AP assassins way too much like durability. So they're taking a hyper scaling champion and they gave him an item that is like, oh hey, here you go. It's even more safer once you finish that item, and if you're still in lane, you're not gonna die.
Champion you can just shit on levels 1 through 6. You just absolutely fucking wreck his face. He's a melee mage who has one true range skill. His E is range, but it's a very, very short range, like a rise range. So they needed to do something because I've been permabanning him actually this whole patch.
Over games, dude.
If level 16 comes, say bye to your fucking game, dude. It's over. He's just killing your backline and your front lines. Like, what happened? What? I don't know what just happened. Like the fucking assassin, the mage assassin happened, and have fun.
So for his passive, they are reducing the magic damage reduction he has from 15 to 10%. We like that.
It's 5%. He takes that 5%.
And then the W bonus damage is dropping by 20 at all levels. Wow,
that's pretty good.
That's
his mana reave. That's your. I think that's your. Is that your second upgrade? I think it's your second upgraded
maxing
skill.
No, I think you maxed it. I'm pretty sure you maxed it last.
You maxed it before that? Yeah,
I think it's either Q, E, and then W.
Yeah, W is just really his sustain skill, but really the big thing is the auto tap set.
Yeah.
So the damage is kind of negligible because it's a reset. That's the whole point of it is to just hit it with a reset and get some mana back.
You get hit by a Lichbane Kassadin with that W. Fuck that shit.
Oh, that hurts to think about.
Moving down to another mage, we'll see what Lux
got. So I did do a little reading. Lux is fucking overbearing.
Well, yeah, they're fucking alt.
This overbearing, but I found the patch notes on earlygame.com and they had this great little blurb at the beginning that I liked that I wanted to read. It says, so you thought you were free from all this patching and the changes coming to League of Legends? You finally found your soulmate champion in Lux and can't wait to one-shot everyone by the time she hits level 11. Hell, she does it even before that. Sorry to disappoint all you Lux and Vayne mains. Your bays are going to be nerfed in this B patch, but that isn't all.
Oh my god!
And I just thought that was like pretty good because it's true though. I mean, Lux is fuck. If she doesn't have to get going. Just one ulti and then she gets going. Like
she has a 60-second ultimate at rank 1 without any ability haste.
And she's a mana hungry champion, and since tier is now accessible to everybody, it's like I'm not that mana hungry anymore. So what do? You nerf her cooldowns. The Q cooldown went from 11 to 9 seconds to 11 at all ranks, which is pretty huge because that's how she sets up 90% of what she's doing. The other thing that they're doing to Q is the base damage. It was 80 to 260. It's now 80 to 240. So not a huge difference there. They're just bringing down her damage a little bit, meaning you have to scale to really sock it to them. So it's going to be down in the amount of frequency she's able to use the skill and down in the amount of damage she's able to do with it. So that is a positive for all bot laners and mid laners everywhere.
Moving on to Vayne, our bonus attack damage is dropping by 10% or 10 at every rank.
This is actually important, as negligible as it sounds. Vayne in the early game, even up to level 6, if she hasn't gotten fed, or you haven't made a stupid mistake and gotten her fed, she's still relatively weak in terms of damage. She relies on her silver bolts to do the damage for her.
Plus, she's very low range.
Extremely low range. So she has to be up in your face. So taking 10 damage is taking a longsword out of her inventory. And she's one of the champions who rushes boots and then starts building the longsword to get the noon quiver. And so it's like, hey, she used that ultimate to get that extra 10 damage, which actually is like having an extra longsword in lane, which is rather important in the early levels, 1 through 11. Taking 10 damage away from that is actually insane. And also the fact that like for every kill she gets, it extends her final hour.
Right.
That means that it's harder to mop up those kills, harder to extend that final hour. It's actually a really good nerf, even though it seems minuscule. It's pretty important to her core play.
All right, and the last nerf, you want to tell us about your boy
Talon? Your boy Talon Jungle, the guy who's gonna make you slam your keyboard into oblivion. It's not a huge nerf, just a little bit. It's to slow down his clear time because it's actually dumbass fast. His rake is getting a monster damage, I guess, reduction. So
he does bonus damage,
150% damage to monsters. It now only does 130%. That's his AoE skill, so that will really slow down his clear. 20% is quite a lot when you're talking about bonus damage to monsters. Although he does do a lot of damage, he's not the greatest farmer because he's not an attack speed champion, so that slows him down a lot. So I haven't seen too many Talon jungles lately.
Same.
Really.
No, I haven't seen either.
It seems a little late to the party, but maybe in higher elo it's more prevalent. But yeah, so you probably should expect to not see Talon jungle again until they change an item that's fucking broken and he comes back.
Yep. So that is all the champions. And moving down, we got system buffs. And this one is fucking insane. Because apparently we needed a glacial augment buff.
This rune is so fun. Like,
it's OP.
It is, but it's not. This thing is like, the slow is great in a team fight, but like individually alone, it fucking sucks. Like, why would you're playing Leona and you stun one champion and there's no one else to stop? Like, what are you getting out of that? Like the slight amount of damage reduction. I think this is what the whole reason is. They want to put this primarily onto enchanters, because they are buffing the heal and shield power aspect of it. So that's going. No, for sure. So yeah, you're right. So that's the thing I've noticed, and this is just from having tested this, or I wouldn't even say tested, playing with this rune set on champions like Thresh and Leona. It's fun.
It's not that
but
great.
Dear God, you fucking get blown up so goddamn fast.
Yeah.
That aftershock is like for the tank champions, like okay, I'm putting damage reduction onto these champions, so we should be able to win these team fights in lane. And they're saying, yeah, okay, you can go ahead and do that, but then you lose your tanky aspect, and you don't get to soak damage. Although your teammates soak a little bit more, you don't soak any more damage. So what you see is like Leona goes in, and the whole team just turns on her and says, "Yeah, she's not reducing any damage." And after 5 seconds, that's gone.
Yep.
So then we could just turn and blow the rest of the team up. So there is a core counterplay there, and they're preserving that. And like you said, it looks like they're bringing this to enchanters specifically with the
So
heal and shield ratio.
2% going up. So it's going from 7% per 10% heal and shield power to 9% per 10% heal and shield power. Someone on the Reddit post did some quick maths, and they were
1 + 1 is 2.
They were reading Ivern can get to 100% slow if he's building correctly.
Wow.
Because with Moonstone, when it stacks, I believe it stacks 5 times with the passive.
I think so.
And if you build, and he has CC, so that it unlocks it right there. And if he's built complete support items, all of them, because he could probably fill his whole inventory with heal and shield power items, and
those are all forbidden idol items. So
that's fucking insane.
Redemption, Ardent Sensor.
Let me see.
I don't think does Mikhail's build out of that still.
It might. Let me read. I'm going to the post right now. I need to see if I can find it. But it made sense when I read it, and I was like, "Wow, this is."
Oh, also speaking of Ivern, one of the questions Dean had last week about Ivern was if Daisy could actually proc Glacial Augment. The answer to that question is yes, she can, and yes, it's fucking broken. So,
okay, here it is. Okay. With just Moonstone at 5 stacks and Redemption, that is a 79.5% AoE slow.
Holy shit.
The likes of Ivern will have no issue at all reaching 100% slow, which is movement speed reduced to 110 at 3 or 4 items.
And you have to, I assume you have to take Revitalize in your rune set.
It'll help, yeah.
Extra, is it 5%?
No, it's just this person just said items. I'm trusting this person. There's a lot of upvotes on this.
Okay.
I
wonder if you could take Revitalize to hedge the items and maybe not have to build. At a certain point, it does get a little silly when you're building, certain items. You're like, what's the rest of the item? Did they give you the rest of the item list on there?
No, they didn't. No, I'm sure it's
some room.
I'm gonna pull it. Plus, they had the XP buff to the Krugs for Ivern last week.
Yeah,
I feel like playing Ivern.
Ivern's back, baby. I could actually play jungle again
because you don't do anything.
Best jungler, dude. Go woohoo! Gotcha.
Alrighty, and we moving down to the last part of these notes: the system nerfs.
And the only one under there is First Strike, which is getting a 1% reduction in the damage bonus.
Which also nerfs the gold income.
Yes, which I think is important. I've played with this rune, and maybe I don't play right because I haven't seen too much of a big boon on my end. I'm not seeing to me 900 gold by the end of the game that ain't shit. If it's not earning me a full item by the end of the game, it's probably.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think the one time I told you I played Victor,
like a full support item, but
I played Victor, and it was in a 40-minute game. I think I got 1,500 gold at the end of the game. I mean, it's
so little.
It's okay. It's nice. It's just a nice little boost.
It does, I think, is it helps you out really well in there.
Yeah,
because you're getting that extra burst damage, and you're able to poke a laner out, and then you get some more gold in your pocket, so you can get your items faster. But big late game, it's kind of. I mean, the damage bonus is nice late game, but the gold is minuscule and damn near pointless.
So that is it.
Yeah, guys. I mean, it's a micro patch. We had a lot to talk about just because we wanted to have some interesting things because it's so small.
Yeah, man. Like we were saying, I think we'll be talking about Rune King next week, and that will be our last episode of the year.
If you guys haven't played Rune King, I actually highly recommend it if you're into turn-based RPGs.
Yeah.
If you like League lore and whatnot, It's actually really interesting. It definitely opens up some areas that I hadn't previously thought about.
It makes characters way more interesting too. Like
Way more. Like
Misfortune,
Alawi, I didn't give a
yeah,
shit about Alawi before this game, and now I'm like, oh, she's actually really fucking cool.
Misfortune too, because obviously
Yeah.
her voice lines in game are so outdated. She still says summoner, okay, but they give her so much depth and like reason for what she does, and she fucking hates Gangplank, and it's great.
And Viego's really cool in this game too. Honestly,
Mhm.
it brings some more depth to Viego that I wasn't really aware of. Actually, it brings like a fucking canonical thing to life of Viego that I wasn't even aware. Oh my god, that makes sense.
I still kind of
And
wish
I
this
like
shit came out before last year.
or during the
Sure,
Ruination event.
it
Yeah. Or
'cause-
like right at the end of the Ruination event, you know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. Here's some more because you don't want to spoil the whole Viego thing. But like, okay, the Ruination event's over. Here's Viego in his entirety and whatnot. There's a lot of cool little Easter eggs in terms of like little missions that they don't really explain how to do. We'll go more in depth when we do our episode.
I gotta beat
I'm
it
not
too.
sure when this is going to come out. Next week, it may be a little bit later in the week, just because I know the beginning of the week's a little bit busier. But keep your eyes peeled for that. Keep your ears peeled for that. It seems like you guys tend to like the content we do that's not purely league based,
the game,
Legends based, MOBA. So that's a good one for you guys to be aware of.
I don't think we mentioned it earlier, but for this week's poll, we wanted to see what was your favorite new champion that was released in Season 11. So Viego.
We are not counting reworks.
Yes. So Viego, Gwen, Vex, Uxin. I think that's it. Is there only 4 new champions this year?
I don't remember.
Well, you get the picture. So that's gonna be our poll.
Yeah.
I don't think did we come up with a question? I can't remember what the question was.
Yeah, you had a question, and
maybe just like how overall were you?
Yeah. Overall, what were your feelings on Season 11 as a whole? Because last, that's it.
How like were you satisfied with it? I don't. This was probably like a mid-tier season. It wasn't anything special.
I feel like was it Season 5?
Well, when they remade the map, that was for sure the fucking best.
Yeah, that was a very good season.
I think when they did Runes Reforged, I think for me was OP was good just because
that was really good.
Kleptomancy was the fucking most fun
Runes Reforged was fun. I like this past season because of the mythic items. I think that's been a fun, different way to explore the game. I do feel it's weird that like you kind of can't necessarily build a champion without building a mythic now. There was some champions where you could do that, but I don't think you can do that anymore.
You remember?
But it does give you like what I like about it is it gives you this clear cut decision of like, this is the item I need to get. But a lot of them are like there's the same build path, but you're going with a different passive or whatever, and that's dependent on who you're fighting against. So it brings greater versatility to the game, which I thought was good.
What season was it when they like totally gutted ADCs in the middle of the season?
Oof.
Remember that?
I think was that 8?
Like what the fuck were they doing?
Wasn't that the same time as the Juggernaut buffs and all that shit, and they just like ripped everybody apart? Was it the same season
with like Gangplank and stuff?
I don't know, dude. All of it melts together with me, honestly.
No, I just remember it was. I don't think it was.
Was it when they were doing the group buffs and nerfs and changes and whatnot?
I don't think so. I think it was. It was either season 8 or 9. I just remember in pro play, like Reckless on G2, or on Fnatic, he like purposely subbed himself out because he didn't want to play mages. That's when like Swain and like Syndra.
That was right at the Swain.
Yeah. So whenever Swain came out or we got reworked, like Swain, Syndra, I remember Darius, Karthus, spot lane, like all that shit was coming through. So,
yep, it was fucking stupid.
So yeah,
guys,
give us our thoughts.
Leave them comments. If you're on YouTube, leave the comments down below. Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, man.
You should be able to comment right in the app.
Follow us on Twitter, at ATLE Pod on Twitter. Get that up for updates and just general engagement. We want to talk to you guys.
Seriously, if there's content you want to see here, anytime is the time. I'm not even gonna say now's the time. Anytime is the time. Drop a suggestion, send a DM, comment on a video. hell, respond to the question. Don't even answer the question. Give me what you want to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's cool. Whatever. We're chill. We want to hear from you guys, talk to you guys, and see what's up.
Yeah. So stay tuned next week for a Rune King episode, most likely, and we'll see you then.
Later, guys.